The news day continues here on One News Now. I'm Maricel Halidi. The Movie and Television Review and Classification Board, or MTRCB, maintains its support for proposals to expand its mandate to cover streaming platforms. Mean Los Baños with a report.
I stand with
No,
you.
pumapalakpak ka. Bawal dito. This is my hearing.
Humihingi ako ng paumanhin. I agree with you. Yung nirerespeto ko yung naramdaman mo.
Senator Robin Padilla lost his cool during a Senate hearing when the discussion centered on Hollywood film Plane. In the hearing, Senator Grace Poe argued that films like Plane are only fictional and should not be banned just because they hurt some of our institutions.
Meron naman tayong mga pantapat dyan. At katulad nga na sinabi nyo, itong si 300 na aktor dito sa pelikulang Plane, meron din siyang ginawang London Has Fallen, o parang gano'n na pelikula. Akala mo parang mga inutil rin yung mga security forces dyan sa UK, di ba? But we know that's not necessarily true.
Directors Guild of the Philippines President Edward Mayley applauded Poe's statement, but Senator Padilla was offended.
Maaring sa iyo, nakakapalakpak kayo. Pero kami, sa mga Muslim, hindi kami kailangan magpapalakpak. The Muslims will never accept that this movie.
The Directors Guild of the Philippines earlier released a statement opposing the movie's ban, saying it should be allowed in cinemas to invite open debate among viewers. MTRCB Chairman Lala Soto Antonio said her agency has immediately contacted the film's distributor over Padilla's concerns, but she clarified that they do not have to ban the film anymore as the distributor voluntarily pulled the movie out.
It means you will not be able to watch it anymore in the country because, again, I reiterate, I'm glad that the distributor was very cooperative.
Also during the hearing, senators also discussed supposedly pornographic content of some videos on YouTube, Facebook, TikTok, and other online platforms. Poe complained about YouTube having a lack of representatives here in the country to answer the complaints about its content.
Paano natin yan mapipigilan? Meron bang direct communication ang YouTube office dito sa Pilipinas o lahat o wala?
Sa kasalukuyan po, wala po kaming access. But we will assert kapag kailangan.
The MTRCB says it supports bills to expand its mandate to cover subscription video on-demand service providers like Netflix, Disney Plus, and HBO Max or Viva Max. While they admit that they could not monitor all movies in these platforms, they can at least address complaints.
Hindi po ibig sabihin na kapag kami po ay humihingi ng expansion to our mandate as to the scope, ay ire-review ang lahat ng mga online streaming na pelikula. Wala po kami sinasabing ganon. That is humanly impossible for us to do. What we want is a form of monitoring when we can just post-review sa pamamagitan ng pag-entertain ng mga concerns.
Soto Antonio also revealed that a memorandum of agreement has been signed between the agency and Filipino streaming platform Viva Max. Under the agreement, Viva Max vowed to conform to MTRCB's classification system as they continue to self-regulate. A liaison officer will also be assigned to receive any complaints from the MTRCB. Soto meanwhile clarifies that they do not wish to cover user-generated content on YouTube and other platforms like TikTok. But if these will be placed under their mandate, then the agency would need additional manpower and budget. For some groups, there is no need to expand the coverage of MTRCB, and what should be encouraged instead is self-regulation.
Dapat talaga buwagin na yung MTRCB. Our position is to leave it as is. For talking about Philippine values, I think one of our major values is freedom of expression, and it is in the Constitution, which it is in the constitutional Bill of Rights.
But Soto Antonio defends the importance of the MTRCB to make sure that Filipino values are being promoted in movies and TV shows. Reporting for News 5, Mean Los Baños, we are One News.
Meanwhile, former Film Development Council of the Philippines chairperson Liza Dino Segura calls on lawmakers to respect filmmakers' freedom of speech in drafting possible bills to regulate online content. Dino Segura told 1PH that it may be impossible for MTRCB to regulate all online content. She added that MTRCB should not censor shows and movies since it is created to ensure age appropriateness of films and TV programs.
The MTRCB in itself sa ginagawa nila with what we have is already enough. Kasi I'd like to believe na yun talaga yung goal nila, no? Yung it's really age appropriateness. Hindi talaga din tayo nagse-censor.
Dino Seguera also weighed in on Senator Robin Padilla's call to ban the movie Plane for painting a bad picture of the Philippines. Dino Seguera said that instead of banning movies, the country should work on making films that will change the international community's perception on key issues.
We need to respect Senator Robin Padilla's sentiment because such is the purpose of film. But again, hindi natin siya pwedeng i-generalize sa feeling ng iba. We should create counter-narratives that can actually change these perspectives instead of banning.
We'll be back with more stories after the break. Keep it here on One News. You're still watching One News Now. I'm Maricel Halili. Finance Secretary Benjamin Jokno sees inflation easing by the second quarter of this year. Inflation jumped to a fresh 14-year high of 8.7% in January, exceeding forecasts. Because of this, the Bangko Sentral lodged another 50 basis point rate hike last week, putting interest rates at the highest level in 16 years. The BSP also raised its 2023 inflation forecast to 6.1% from 4.5%. Jokno adds that the government should continue importing key food items like sugar and onion to help ease price increases. Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky marked the first anniversary of Russia's invasion on Friday with a defiant message and words of gratitude. During the ceremony, Zelensky addressed members of Ukraine's armed forces and several dignitaries at St. Sophia Square. The Ukrainian president gave out Hero of Ukraine awards to soldiers as well as to families of fallen troops. Zelensky also praised his countrymen's resilience after they prevented Moscow from a swift victory last year. And those are the top stories of the hour. Join us later at 10:45 in the morning as we continue to monitor the day's biggest stories. You can also catch One News on the Signal Play app. Register for a free account now at www.signalplay.com and stream One News live anytime, anywhere. I'm Maricel Halili. We are One News.